Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Whether you are dating a new person, interviewing for a new job, or trying to make an important decision, do you trust your gut? Our next guest is here to help us listen to the inner pull that may be trying to lead us to what we really desire. We welcome the author of Divine Trust, Dr. Nancy Wiley is back with us today. Dr. Nancy, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me back here. It's a pleasure.
Well, you know, I talk about, or said there, trusting your gut, and it's so much more than that. I mean, you talk about kind of what led you into actually wanting to write this book so others could have the same experience that you did.
So, well, you know, there's the backstory that I sold my practice. I was having actual back problems, and I don't know why it was happening. I just felt like it was a push out of my practice of doing orthodontics. So I listened to my gut, and I listened to it, and I just leapt. I took a leap of faith. I had no idea what was going to come or, you know, what was there. I was stepping virtually off a cliff into the unknown, but I trusted that there was a reason behind it. So 4 days after leaving my practice, I was inspired to write this book. And this book is exactly that, teaching you how to trust, going into the unknown, and being okay with what's being presented to you. Because once you can do that, nothing bad ever happens. It's all a blessing. It's all beautiful and unfolding just as it should.
I've recently had to have this conversation even with my husband, and you know, the response sometimes when you tell someone to trust is like, I don't know what's being told or to my gut or what I really feel. I mean, how do you get to that point when you really feel it right?
Okay, this is so perfect question. Thank you. So if you are analyzing things in your mind, you know, you make a list, what's good or bad about this, that's not how you're going to find this. You're going to stop. You're going to use your right brain. You're going to breathe. You're going to usually close your eyes and feel how it feels within your body. And that is how you do it. It's being in the present moment. It's being connected to source, what I call source, God, the divine, whatever word, your higher self. People call it your higher self. Once you breathe, come into the present moment, and you log on to that source, that's how you know. You can get a definite yes, you can get a definite no. And it's not by sitting and analyzing it. That's the place, as a scientist, that I've lived most of my life. I had to retrain myself to be in the present moment and to live from this new space.
Which brings us to probably such peace when you get to that point, right? When you can actually just trust in that space.
Absolutely. Once you know that and you trust it, like really virtually nothing bad's ever going to happen to you again. Okay, when you start saying, okay, this is a bad day, or you know you're in your analytical mind, just stop, breathe, and say, okay, I know there's something good coming out of this. I know it. And then it unfolds beautifully, and you're like, oh my goodness, I see that this was really, really meant to happen so that this next thing would happen. And it's all a beautiful dance with life when you get to that point.
You know, you said, it talked about the pros and the cons list, and I think that's a place where a lot of people think that's the logical thing to do. And it is to kind of weigh the options and know what your options might be as far as the different scenarios that we were even talking about in the intro there. Do you say completely do away with that?
So here's where I think we're all evolving as humankind. So yes, we came from this point, but there's this huge growing sect of us that are just starting to operate from this being in the present moment. It's the mindfulness movement. It's yoga. It's everything about meditation. Once you start operating from that and you see, okay, yet I have a 3D body. I have a body. It's here for a reason. And then you meld the two. Wow. That is evolution right there. That is humanity and where we're heading and how life is going to be glorious and humankind's going to be operating from this higher perspective.
I'm totally with you, but I do know some people are probably going to watch this and say, here I go. Close their eyes, take that deep breath, try to get to exactly what you're talking about and not feel it. What do you say in that moment?
Oh, super, super great point you're making right now. Because for me, I I heard about this for years and years and years. Okay, I've been on this path a long time. Luckily, I found a guide, my teacher, who really, there's many, many teachers. My teacher taught me how to sit there and be experientially in this present moment. And that's where it unfolds. It doesn't happen right away for me, Kara. I had to spend some time. But when you find a guide, it really makes life go so much easier. You can get there so much faster if you're kind of following and being taught by someone who can do that.
So we just have 1 minute left. So give us a really quick guide for people to take away today to follow this.
So just if you're ever in your left brain and you're starting to suffer, just stop and breathe. Know it's a choice. You have the choice. And then choose to be in this present moment and open up. Open and allow, open your heart, open yourself to a new experience and allow it. But don't try. Just relax and allow. Trying closes the door. You just have to relax and allow, and that's when everything starts to unfold.
Love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy. Good to see you again.
Thank you too, Kara.
Yes, you guys, there's her book right there, Divine Trust. We'll have more information about it and her on our website at KATU.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.